This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Now, if you were watching on Monday just gone, last week, or was it this week? Whatever, last Monday, you'll have seen me doing a solo analysis from Down to the Waterline, the first track on the eponymous debut album from Dire Straits. And the guitar I was using on that to get that sort of characteristic Knopfler kind of tone was this guitar, the PRS SECE Standard 24 Satin, the latest addition to the herd basically. And when I first started playing this guitar, I was pleasantly surprised that when you pull the tone control up and go to the kind of middle setting on the pickup selector, just how stratty it sounded. And it sort of got me thinking, got me remembering a quote that Paul Reed Smith came out with back in the mid-90s at some point, I think when he was being interviewed by Guitarist magazine, where he said his goal when he was kind of initially thinking through what his guitar was going to be before he started like making them in earnest, it was to create something that would appeal to both Les Paul and Strat players. Now, it's got a pair of humbuckers, so, you know, it's off to a racing start, isn't it? Getting the kind of Les Paul thing, an impersonation of that. And as you heard, well, if you're watching on Monday, if you saw that video, you will know that it did a passable impersonation of one of these, a Stratocaster. This isn't mine, this belongs to a good mate of mine, Colin Falcon. Thanks for the loan of the guitar, Colin. So I thought what I'd do is I'd put the PRS in a piece of music where there would be, you know, some quintessential Strat tones, basically the old bridge and middle pickup, the Knopfler kind of out of phase kind of sound that everybody calls it, and there would be some equally quintessential Les Paul tones, you know, kind of a great big thumping bridge humbucker, into a kind of Marshall kind of amp sort of thing. So that's what's coming next. It's a blind test, and in some parts of the tune, the Strat sounds are going to be courtesy of this guitar, and in other parts of the tune, the Strat sounds are going to be courtesy of this guitar. Will we be able to tell the difference? In some parts of the tune, the Les Paul sounds will be courtesy of this guitar, and in other parts of the tune, the Les Paul sounds will be courtesy of this guitar. Let's see how close the PRS gets to, you know, arguably the two most iconic guitar tones ever recorded. And as I said, blind test, and then there'll be a bit of a reveal later. So if you want to kind of start making a wager with whoever you're watching with, have a listen to this and see if you can tell the difference. Now, in context, when you hear, like especially when we were hearing the sort of stratty kind of tones, to me it was obvious which one the Strat was and which one was the PRS. The PRS did a good impersonation, but you could tell it was an impersonation. Less so, I think, with the humbucker tones, because that is essentially what this guitar is. It's a humbucker equipped guitar, but it still does cover a lot of territory. If you were playing a set where you needed both Les Paul and Strat tones, then this guitar would easily cover both of them. So let's now do the big reveal, and you can see when I'm playing the PRS impersonating a Strat, and when I'm playing a Strat, and when I'm playing a PRS impersonating a Les Paul, and when I'm playing a Les Paul. It goes like this. So did you get it right? Did you get them the right way around? I think most people probably will have done. Let's just have a little bit of housekeeping here. When I was playing the Stratty kind of tones, I was going into the clean channel on the Blue Guitar Amp 1 Mercury Edition, and I also had, just for that sort, on the clean, on the Stratty kind of lead parts, I had my Boss compression sustainer pedal on the CS3, because Knopfler was, quite a fan of having a bit of compression on it into a clean amp. So I thought, well, let's go for that sort of quintessential Knopfler tone. For the crunchy power chordy sort of stuff on the Les Paul and the PRS, there's the settings there, vintage channel on the Blue Guitar Amp 1, and for the shouty high gain stuff, as usual, the new X-Horseman pedal going into the front end of it. And of course, as always, there's a full tab for the whole piece of music in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it and the jam track to play along with yourself. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. $3 or £3 a month gets you access to all of these additional resources that go along with these YouTube videos, and a massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are down in the description. And of course, a massive thank you to Colin for loaning me this rather nice Squire standard Strat, 2017 model. I believe these were made in the Court factory, and apart from what's he put onto it? He's put some Graphtec string trees and a set of locking tuners. Other than that, it's entirely stock. And if you're into Strats, and you want something that's, you know, I mean, large headstock aside, that's not my cup of tea, but some people like it. But, you know, it's hard to see what else you would want out of a Strat that this guitar couldn't do. And they're as cheap as chips. You can pick these up on eBay for a couple of £100. But there you go. Thank you, Colin, for the loan of your lovely Strat. And that is the video for today, folks. Hope you've found it entertaining and informative in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it? And don't forget, as I said, the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time. We drink beer and talk about music and guitars and whatever else crops up. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if we can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.